Hi guys, welcome back to Tom Mods Things. Today's episode we're looking at some of my questionable life choices that I've made. Right, so a little bit of background. As you guys have been following the channel, usually working on the Max Power 106, getting really close now. So literally last like 5 things to do, which are just sort of main fluid flushes and the brake bleeding and stuff. So it's literally like on the last few bits really to get it sent off for the MOT, and then fingers crossed it passes. But there may well be a few things that they come back on that they need me to do a little bit more work on, but we will see what happens with that. However, today's episode we're doing something slightly different because I've made some questionable life choices again, and I have ended up with a new project car for the channel. This is a car much like the 106, was a pretty iconic car back in the day. Now the only reason I picked up this car, and all will become apparent in a second when I flip it around and go through exactly what we've got, but I love searching Facebook Marketplace is where I found this car. It's where I found most of the sort of Max Power components through various sort of good and bad ads that people put up on there. And it just so happens that I found this body kit a while ago and thought that was a pretty iconic body kit back in the day. I thought I'll just save it for a rainy day basically, just to see what happens with it. I'm sure someone will buy it, but anyway, we're like 5-6 months on now. Still hasn't sold, and just noticed last week that the car that body kit fits actually came up for sale, which is crazy because the car, these cars in particular are actually really quite rare now, and there aren't actually any for sale at the moment at all, apart from this one. So we picked it up, really good price for what we wanted to do with it, yeah. Anyway, let's crack on with it. Right, and here is the beauty. So there we have it, the absolute chariot, which is going to be the next project. Mark 1 Fiat Punto. Pretty rare now, mainly because Italian old hatchbacks notoriously rot, so there's not a lot of them left, and also they're crazy cheap, so most people just scrap them in the end. But anyway, we've managed to pick this one up and we are saving it. It's actually pretty clean. There's 2 main spots, one in the arch and then one of the sills, which are a little bit crusty, so we got a little bit of work to cut some of those sections out and then re-weld in some new pieces, but that's not a load of work. Now any of you from back in the day will know that this also was another iconic car, much the same as the 106s and Saxos and that of the era. You kind of had one of the 3. Really, there was sort of the escort crew and stuff like that as well, but really if you were looking for the little hatchbacks, these were your kind of main choices. And yeah, as you can see, I think gauging from it next to the Mrs. Mini, it has had the lowering stick applied to it, so it is absolutely on its arse. You can as you can see there. I'm not gonna lie, it was a ton of fun to drive yesterday, and a lot of fun to drive today to go and pick up the bits that I'm going to show you in a sec. But yeah, so it's on brand new coilovers, which is great because the old stuff was all crusty, so that's been replaced. There's also been loads of servicing and bits and bobs done by the previous owner as well, so it's actually a pretty sorted car, to be fair. It starts up first time every time at the moment. Every time I've only had it sort of less than 24 hours, like I'm talking like I've had it years, but anyway, it starts up really nicely, and the engine sounds sweet as a nut. And driving it the 5-hour journey that I did today, it was perfect throughout for motorway miles. I can't say it was the safest experience driving an old car like this up the motorway at 70 miles an hour, but it made it, and it was absolutely fine. Look at that, epic. So I think the main one that you kind of want for these is the GTs, but they're crazy money at the moment. This is a Punto S60. I think they call it a 60 spec, but effectively it's POV spec. So it's got absolutely nothing, sort of no frills whatsoever. It's got the workout winders for windows, and it's sort of, yeah, everything is kind of pretty basic. But the main thing is the car is pretty damn straight, as you can see here. So yeah, all the way around really. Everything's looking pretty good, no lack of peel really all over it, so I think we can polish this up really and get it looking really quite nice in the black. And then if we go through and have a look on the inside, we'll get this door. These doors open like crazy wide as well. I mean, look at that. I mean, ridiculous. It's like out at a 90-degree angle, but anyway. So yeah, typical spec interior. Now the thing that I absolutely love is this thing here. So obviously, I actually had one of these back in the day as well as a phone. This has got the hands-free. I don't know whether this was standard or not in these cars, but anyway, it's got that. It's got the old tape deck and everything in there. Everything works in here, which is pretty surprising as well. So all of the radio and the AC, blowers and everything will work. Everything works up on the dash. Only 59,000 miles. Yeah, so it's hardly been driven, to be fair. It's probably some little old lady before the lad that I got it off had it. And in the back all the seats are folded down because I'll show you the pieces that we corriered with this today, and then what I'll do is I'll go for an explanation of exactly what the plan is with this, because I can imagine quite a lot of you are looking at this at the moment in this video and going, Tom, what the hell are you doing? Have you lost your mind? But no, I haven't. Well, maybe a little bit, but not lost it in the sense that I've just ended up buying this just to run around as a standard car. So anyway, let's crack on, and what I'll do is I'll lay out some of the stuff that I've purchased today. Again, Facebook Marketplace, uber cheap, which is great, especially for what it is as well, because it's a pretty special find, to be honest, especially because it's totally brand new and never been fitted. So anyway, let's crack on. I'll show you exactly what we've got. And there it is. So for those of you that won't know, a lot of you will, because it's a fairly iconic kit, but we have a full combat body kit for a Mark 1 Punto, the body kit that you wanted on your Mark 1 Punto back in the day. And yeah, as I say, we managed to find one brand new, never been mounted. I mean, it's got a few areas which need tidying up where it's been sat in someone's shed. I think he was saying it was actually in his nan's shed for sort of absolutely ages, years and years and years, because the car that they were going to fit it on got scrapped or whatever happened to it, and the body kit just got left in the nan's garage, and then they needed to clear out the nan's house, so they ended up finding it, and then he put an ad on Facebook, and yeah, just one of those things. Didn't maybe have the right tags and stuff on it. But what it does mean is we have absolutely nailed it with this epic body kit for this little nugget. So yeah, so what we're going to be doing is the plan of action is to obviously get this fitted to this POV spec Punto and uplift it into the stratosphere of coolness with some period correct mods. Obviously the kit goes on. We're also going to sort out these gash wheels. Apologies for any Punto fans out there that like it OEM, but we're getting rid of these because they look rubbish. What we are going to try for a laugh is to try and fit these. They're the right offset. and they're the right PCD. However, they are 19-inch, so yeah, we're going to try it because it will be cool to see, but very much unlikely to properly fit on here, especially at the ride height that it is at the moment, because yeah, not a lot can fit under there. But I think definitely what we'll need to do is go up to at least 17s on here, like to be able to fill the arches out. So we need to find some cheap sort of 90 spec wheels that will suit this as a build. The car came with some spare parts, so these indicators, the orange ones, we're going to bin these off because it came with some clear ones, so we're going to swap the clears straight in, get rid of them because we don't like them. Much the same with the orange indicators on the side there as well. We're going to get rid of those. What we'll probably do is we'll either try and find some that match that, so literally just slot into the same spot, or we will go a little bit out there and we will retrofit in some of the triangular focus ones, which everyone wanted to do back in the day for whatever reason. I don't know, just because they were a different shape I suppose to the normal round ones. So yeah, we'll be doing that. Wing mirrors, we actually have some bases turning up, because what we're going to do is as you saw with the kit that I just kind of around here for the Saxo and over the back and whatever, just tucked down here, that came with some DTM mirrors, and I think looking at it the DTM mirrors will suit this down to the ground. I've got some M3 ones as well spare, but I think we're going to stick with the DTM because I like that sort of tucked in look without this sort of stalky piece coming out. So I reckon that looking like they're moulded in on the side will look epic. And yeah, so we're going to do that. We're going to tidy up the outside of it. We're going to recolour it as well, so it's going to be a different colour, thinking probably a two-tone. So we'll keep like a black roof and black sort of around the front, and then we'll two-tone with a sort of different colour coming down the bottom. And then maybe if there's a few other little cheap bits we'll do, but the main thing is we're doing this on a budget, because the plan is that we're going to get it to the point where it's got the epic body kit fitted, it's looking really smart, it's got decent wheels, it's obviously slammed, and then somebody can just take this as a really good base to effectively build their own dream car. For Max Power Reunion is the idea, so the plan is to kind of get it sorted before the Max Power Reunion, so that we can shift it on basically to somebody else that wants to kind of take the reins and finish it off. Maybe they had one back in the day, or they always wanted one, and now is your chance, because this could, maybe it wasn't your first car, but it could be your next car. So yeah, we're going to smash through that, and then it'll be a new series. So as the 106 gets to the point where it's going to be ready to be sent off to get wrapped, that's going to take a little while, so we're probably just going to shift it out the garage and get that sort of sent over to the guys to wrap it, or at least sit there ready for them to actually get some time together to be able to do it. And then in the meantime, we're going to be smashing together this Punto to the point where that is fairly complete as well, with all the bits and stuff on it, ready for when this one finishes, and then we can get that one sent off to get coloured, and then yeah, and then we can look at what we're going to do about actually selling it and shifting it on. Really, it's a bit of a shame really, because I actually really enjoyed driving it, because it was an absolute laugh today. But anyway, we'll get a little bit of time with it and stuff, and obviously we'll get to know it once we start putting all the body panels on, and we'll see how different Italian build quality is to French build quality, because it was definitely questionable compared to my normal German stuff that I work on. It should be a bit of a quicker build, but it's short, snappy, and we'll be getting a lot of stuff done sort of as and when it comes through, which is pretty good. So anyway, so that pretty much for this video. Trying to keep it short. I don't know what it's going to be like when it's edited. It might still be a mile long, like a lot of the videos do that I try and film and cut back. But anyway, so that gives you an update of what we're doing. Really exciting. It's going to be epic. 106 is definitely still going. Remember, on my Instagram channels and stuff, and I've chucked up on Facebook, I'm selling off my spare body kits for a 106/Saxo. So if you're looking to build one yourself, I've got a full kit ready to go. You literally can just take it, pay the money, take it, and then fit it to your car and just be the car park hero that you always wanted to be. So basically it's front bumper, rear bumper, side skirts, over fenders. I've got rear lights for a 106 or rear lights for a Saxo, depending on which one you want. There's also a debadged Mark II Saxo front grille that will go with it as well. I mean, really the price for it is just to include everything, because I want to kind of shift it all out, knowing that I've kind of got this project now on the go instead, and I just need to clear out some room, and it'll be good to just shift it and sell it on really to somebody else that wants to kind of build something cool. So anyway, give me a shout if you want it, because it's here ready to go. I'd rather not split it up if I can help it. But anyway, cheers everyone for watching. Stay tuned for this because it's going to be sick, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See you later.